Let's get into it. Sold Not For Sale podcast. Coach Colin here. Joe Rogan said something a little odd. We're going to cover just some clips of the Kamala Harris Oprah interview and be clear for all the people who thought Trump messed up on the debate with Kamala Harris. The only reason Kamala Harris's camp decided to do an interview with Oprah is because they're trying to redeem themselves from that debate. Just so you know. Let's get into the Joe Rogan clip first. Then I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff from the Kamala Harris Oprah talk and then cover what Joe Rogan talks about, saying that being cool with Oprah isn't really the job. I have to disagree on that. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a good tactic.
Yeah. Smart tactic.
They get a lot of good tactics.
They're very organized, which is really interesting. And that's one of the things about Trump is that he's so dominant and he's so swing from the hip that no one can kind of corral him, you know? And it seems like she's really open to being coached. Like some of these speeches are very different than any speeches she's ever given before. And you see the difference between that and then, like, did you see the Oprah interview?
No.
She's off the rails.
Yeah.
Off the rails.
I heard about it.
Into wine mom country again.
Wow.
Tim Dillon is the best. Tim Dillon's like, she's saying gypsy curses. What is she saying?
Oh, man.
It's like when you get her off the rails and she is, it's kind of fucked up, right? Because that's not the job. The job is not being able to sound cool in an interview with Oprah. That's not the job. But that's the most important part about getting the job.
I just want to hear, like, you know, how they're going to accomplish all this stuff.
Well, they're going to do it once they get in, even though they're already in.
Yeah, that seems to be the typical response, right?
Well, one thing that you can see, like, really clearly is there is a ferocious effort to stop Donald Trump from becoming president again that I've never seen before.
100%. That I can agree with Joe on. But where he said the whole thing of, you know, that's not the job, you know, what's this? Just so we're clear, when you see a bunch of celebrities awkwardly popping up on TV in the coming weeks urging you to vote for Kamala Harris during the ridiculous Oprah interview, that means the FBI has a video of them at a Diddy freak-off? Whoa. Sorry, guys. Wrong picture. I wasn't bringing up the right thing here. Here's the right one. Oh, geez. Oh, no. No. This is the wrong one as well. Geez. Oh, gosh. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry. I got the right one here. Just saying, without saying. But it is the job. The job is to sound cool with Oprah. Because here's the thing. We don't think Oprah's cool. And we don't care what Oprah thinks. But we want to take Oprah out of that situation. We want to put Xi Jinping there. We want to put Putin there, the leader of Hungary, the leader of Poland. We want to put the world leaders in that situation and understand how she communicates. So we want to see if she can be intelligent. We want to see what she does off the cuff. We want to see if she can communicate any kind of humor, if she can handle pressure. So when you see an interview like that, that actually is the job, which is why it's so impressive when you see Donald Trump doing something like 5, 6, 7, 8 interviews a day, because we understand, oh, this guy has the bandwidth. And then also he can answer questions. He can push his point home. Is he intimidating? All of these things. We need to see how you actually act. So when you know, the whole thing with Oprah, that is the job. Don't be confused. That's the job. And, you know, hopefully it's not in front of Oprah when you're actually the president. But we need to know that you can handle yourself in an off-the-cuff situation, which apparently she cannot, according to this little video that I got here. Apparently, I'm trying to look at this to see if this is fake, if this could be possibly photoshopped in. I'm not quite seeing that. It kind of makes sense. So there is a teleprompter there. So throughout this interview where she's supposed to be off the cuff so we can actually see who she is, not so much. I don't know. It could be, you could Photoshop something like that in. And I'm saying Photoshop, but in reality, you could do some kind of animation. You could place that there somehow. I know you could. I'm just not sure how. But there could have been a teleprompter, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Again, she goes off the rails. It's a problem. This is one of the wrong clip again. This is one of the clips where there is a woman whose daughter was involved in a school shooting, and she's traumatized, and the mother is calling for some kind of change. And then Kamala Harris addresses it in a very interesting way.
Those people are suffering like I'm suffering. I'm very sorry for them. I'm very sorry that they lost their loved ones.
And you have a message for the people in power.
Yes, the people in power. Let's make it a change. Let's make it happen. Let's make, let's just not hear about this. Who wants to just hear about this? We gotta change it. We gotta make it happen.
Common sense. I thought it was so powerful at the convention when you said you have guns. No, at the debate.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
my staff will deal with that later.
Yeah.
Those people are suffering.
She said that while this girl was sitting there crying. It's not funny. It's not funny, but it's so crazy. The girl's crying, the mom's crying, and then Oprah's like, so you got guns. And Kamala Harris is like, someone comes to my house, they're getting shot. And she turns to the girl, bang, 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 bang. Like, hey, bro, hey, easy. What are you doing? What did you just talk about? Getting guns off the street. That's what they were just talking about. Very, very off the wall conversation, but not so much like, oh, this is so crazy. It was just showcasing more of her not being able to answer questions properly, and just overall not being able to handle the simplest of questions from regular people. How are you going to handle anything in front of a world leader? And as I'm saying that, I understand, there's going to be a person like a Blinken who's going to step in and actually handle that around you. It's just unfair to the people to make it seem like this woman's going to be the person in charge if, God forbid, she gets elected. Here's another thing where she is pretty much just rambling on. Here.
And this movement that we're in about, as I like to say, seeing in the face of a stranger a neighbor.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
An extension of love thy neighbor, that you literally in the face of a stranger see a neighbor.
Yes.
And approach each other with that level of dignity and grace and kindness.
Well, that's exactly what happened with the win with black women.
And this movement that we're in about, as I like to say, seeing in the face of a stranger a neighbor.
Yes.
This whole thing was just all about feelings and love, and it was very flowery, and again, speaking to what the job is, when Joe Rogan was talking about that, what the job is, it's supposed to be about exhibiting strength, but so many people get confused, and that's why Trump was so good. So many people get confused and they think it's about exhibiting this softness, and it's really not. It's really, really not. Putin exhibits no softness. Xi Jinping barely even moves his face. I've never even seen the guy smile. I've never seen him frown. It's just the same, just static face. Like, you really, really need some strength, and somebody being like, love thy neighbor, and just let him into your house by the millions. That's what I believe in, It's crazy. This is a question where she's actually talking about the border. I was just segueing there. She's actually talking about the border. This young black man asks, what will you do about the border? This was not a prepared question. That's just the question that he had. What will you do about the border? That's all he said. Here's her answer.
It gets to the point about what does leadership really look like? And is it about you or is it about the people? Right. Is it about running on problems or fixing problems? My work and my career has always been about saying, let's fix problems. Let's address the needs, because we know it's within our capacity to do that.
So to answer Justin's question, now that that bill has gone and hasn't passed, will you reintroduce that?
Absolutely. And when I am elected president of the United States, I will make sure that bill gets to my desk and I will sign it into law.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you so much. Your per diem and your check will be given to you at the end of this whole thing. Thank you very much, Justin. But again, this whole thing, there was so much of that. If you noticed, she's giving some ridiculous answer because this is about the border, and she's not talking about the border as she's answering the question about the border. She's saying, is it about running on problems or... And just so you know, as a prosecutor, her whole life, her whole thing has been running on problems. That's it. Not solving them, just putting people in jail, having them recommit the same crimes when they get out, and then putting them in jail again. That has been, she runs on, she literally runs on problems. She's literally, as the presidential candidate, is currently running on problems. She's done it her whole career. There you go. And Willie Brown was a problem. I'm just saying. Check the dude out back in the day. He was a problem. I'm just saying. But just getting back to this, Oprah actually had to interrupt and actually bring up the question.
To do that.
So to answer Justin's question,
she actually had to step in. Like, you actually have to answer his question. That's why we're here. It's crazy. And then the bill that they're talking about, I don't even want to get into it, but the bill they're talking about is absolute nonsense. If you actually look into that border bill, you know, the border bill that was $180 billion and only 20 billion of it went to the border and the rest went to Israel and Ukraine. That bill, if you look into that bill, it's actually it's a process that expedites illegal immigrants becoming citizens. If you go and read it and go and see what they're trying to put in, it expedites the process immensely, which is not a good thing. That's not what the American people, that's not what Americans are looking for. They're not looking for a faster process for illegal immigrants. They're looking for them not to come in. They're looking for a wall. Trump actually chimed in on this whole thing. He said, a long time ago, Oprah asked me to do her last network television show, the final week of her show. It was a big deal, and it was my honor to do it with my family. When I watched the interview yesterday with the woman who is destroying the country through her complete and total incompetence, destroying America, I couldn't help but to think this isn't the real Oprah. This isn't the person that wants millions of people from prisons and mental institutions and terrorists and drug dealers and human traffickers from all over the world pouring into the country. Kamala looked really foolish, couldn't answer the simplest of questions on inflation, the cost of goods, or on our very porous and dangerous border. No leader there. And Oprah just wanted to crawl under a table. Comrade Kamala Harris is mentally unfit to be president. She knows it, and so does everyone else. I do agree with what Trump's saying in regards to Oprah. Oprah did not seem like, oh man, I got the next Barack Obama here. Like, she's just handling this so well. Here's another example of her not handling any of this so well.
We love our country. I love our country. I know we all do. That's why everybody's here right now. We love our country. We take pride in the privilege of being American. And this is a moment where we can and must come together as Americans, understanding we have so much more in common than what separates us. Let's come together with the character that we are so proud of about who we are, which is we are an optimistic people. We are an optimistic people. Americans, by character, are people who have dreams and ambitions and aspirations. We believe in what is possible. We believe in what can be. And we believe in fighting for that.
Americans by nature are just the people who have dreams and thoughts and arms and, yes, legs as well. I see your legs. You got two. We all have two legs, 10 toes, blood vessels in those toes, running through the legs into our hips, through our stomachs somehow, I'm not really sure, and to our hearts. That's what America's really about. I basically did a better version of what she's saying right now. It's absolutely absolutely crazy. And the whole time, Oprah just has to look at her and just go, oh, this is crazy. I'm never going to a Diddy. I should have never went to those Diddy parties. I don't know why. That is the thing everybody thinks. Everybody who's a part of Kamala's whole facade is somehow getting blackmailed, Epstein, Diddy style. I don't know if that's true at all. I have no idea about anything like that, because not everybody gets blackmailed. Some people are the ringleaders. Anyways, I just want to show you that again. I'm not sure if that's an actual teleprompter. It could be. And again, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know who's falling for this whole Kamala Harris thing, but send this to them. Not to sway their opinion, but just to annoy them a little bit. Anyways, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. It helps us tremendously. Other than that, I'm out.